Hey beloved, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you for joining me today. I've had a lot of thoughts on my mind and I've been watching a lot of videos and just learning about a lot of different stuff. And I just wanted to talk about how important it is for us to not only parent our children better than our parents parented us, but also to take the time to learn how to do things better and to stop acting as if not knowing is an excuse, because being ignorant to something is no excuse to not do something or to do something the same way that it was done to us. And explicitly what I'm talking about is genuinely touching, kissing, hugging, embracing our children. We grow up to be so touch deprived and just struggle with, everything outside of like a handshake is too much for us, right? Like we're down to put our arm around someone and call it a hug, but we struggle with intimacy in relationships, whether it be platonic or romantic, because we've never had the opportunity to genuinely understand that touch is something that someone does to another person or with another person to illustrate love. And this happens from both a lack from our mother and a lack from our father, or a lack from both, a lack from our grandmother, lack from our grandfather, or a lack from both. And I just want y'all to think about that for a second. So from my personal experience, I grew up in a single parent household. It was just my mom, and I have two brothers. My mom, still to this day, is not affectionate. And I'm totally going to cry, and I'm totally going to be okay with it. I've gone to my mom now as an adult and have asked her, like, Mom, let me just sit on your lap. And it is so not received by her. And it hurts so much because here I have, a daughter who's 8. She's my bonus daughter and I love her just like my own. And I have a 5-year-old son and a newborn. And how am I supposed to teach them how important it is for them to not only be okay with coming up to me and asking for hugs or asking for kisses or asking for embrace or asking to hold hands, when I've never had that example in my own life? Like, how am I supposed to share this with them when it's something that I'm still trying to practice on my own? And I think that far too often, because of the fact that we haven't had this practice, we think that, we can't let our kids see us this way. We can't let our kids, or children, not kids, kids are baby goats. We can't let our children see that we're still learning things. We can't let our children see that we have not perfected this skill. We can't let our children see that, this is something that I've never done before. Like, my son was very, very, he liked to cuddle and stuff when he was younger, and he's grown out of it a little bit, and now it kind of comes back when he gets sick if he doesn't feel good. But my daughter will just come up and hug me or her dad sometimes, and it's not that it's not received, but sometimes, looking back on days and times that she's done it, I feel like I need to do better at like meeting her there and making sure that, when she comes up to me and she wants to hug me, that I'm present and that I'm engaged with her, and I, fully commit to that hug. And it's not just like, all right, some little pat on the back. I understand that I'm learning, and I acknowledge the fact that I'm getting better, because I can see the things in which I want to do better, and I need to do better, and I want to do better. When I ignore these things and pretend they don't matter, that's what sets me up for repeating the same things that I grew up with, and I definitely don't want that to happen. But it's still difficult. It's still really difficult. And so if you are a mom, particularly a Black mom, or a sister, or an aunt, or a daughter, I really, 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 and dads too, dads, brothers, uncles, I encourage y'all to do the same. Of course, I can't speak from your perspective because I'm not a man, but everyone, if you're a Black person, period, I genuinely want you to explore what touch means to you. How often do you just embrace the people that you love, whether it be your children, your partner, anyone, another human? I find that it's easier to do so with my animals. But when I think about doing it with my husband, sometimes I'm hesitant, because I don't know, it almost feels like it has to be done for something. Like, I need to do this because he doesn't feel good, or I need to do this because I'm celebrating him. And, the real reason, I mean, it is done for something, but the real reason is, I'm doing this to show him that I love him. And since our baby's been born, our baby is now 3 weeks old, it's been a lot more difficult to, connect and sit down and just, make eye contact and have a conversation with him. But we're practicing, we did a little bit last night and just took some time to acknowledge each other. But I really want you to explore genuinely what touch means to you. Think about what touch meant to you when you were a child. And if there is trauma behind touch, and I am so deeply sorry, like my deepest condolences go to you from the bottom of my heart if there is trauma around touch for you, because that makes moving forward so much more difficult. And if there's trauma, please, if you haven't already, connect with a therapist. If there's trauma around touch, if you were touched inappropriately, if you were touched when you told someone no, any of those things, please connect with a therapist so that you can begin to heal deeply, all the way, because you deserve to heal. You deserve to not have trauma around touch. And I want all of us to be in a space where we can genuinely hug, embrace, kiss, love on, caress, whatever, the people who mean the most to us in our life, without fear, without apprehension, without believing that it has to lead to sex or whatever. This is definitely something that's just been heavy on my heart since yesterday. And I felt the need to make a video about it. So that's pretty much it. I gotta go pick up my kid from school, but I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day. And, let's have a conversation about this if you'd like to. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. It's all free and it's all appreciated. My email address will be in the description, as it is always. And I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I'll talk to you soon.